Hello, welcome back to the We Are City channel for our FC 25 career mode, where things are now starting to take off. That is because we're 10 points behind in the Premier League title race, and even more excitingly, in the final game of the season, after so many, like 10 games, maybe a bit more remaining, we will face in the final game of the season Arsenal away at the Emirates. The idea is to make up those 10 points and lift the title in front of Arsenal. We're in the Champions League, we're in a Carabao Cup final, and we are still in the FA Cup as well, with an FA Cup game coming up, but also a Carabao Cup final against Arsenal coming up in today's episode, and things aren't going to change there because we are looking to take things all the way, and that is with a new Pep Guardiola tactical tweak that he thinks will drive us to all 4 trophies come the end of the season. So this is how things are going to start looking through the end of the season. A 4-2-3-1 for Manchester City. Tactically, in our shape, we're going to be looking something a little bit like this. This is exactly what we've seen Pep Guardiola use in real life towards the end of the real season in Manchester City. 2 at the back, 4 in midfield with the fullbacks pushing into that midfield role. The wingers coming inside, the striker and the false striker playing in just behind them. That, I think, is going to be perfect. Costa in goal. Frimpong, Cassano, Vardiol and Cambiasso, the fullbacks. Camavinga and Rodri in the midfield too. Phil Foden or Xavi Simons supporting Haaland up top. It's Savinho, Bob on the right, Marmoush on the left. And this is the City tactic, hopefully, that will take us to all 4 trophies come the end of this season. Starting things off with a simulation against Brentford away from home and a big 3-0 win for Manchester City. A hat-trick for Phil Foden, whose season really has started now. A clean sheet as well for the City side. What a way to start things off. And a 5-1 lead in the Champions League quarter-final. And a 5-1 lead in the Champions League round of 16 stage, taken to Benfica, where we draw 2-all goals from Oscarson and Xavi Simons get a draw. It's a 7-3 win in aggregate for Manchester City in a rotated team, and we're through to the Champions League quarter-finals. And going through with us are Ajax, Milan, Atletico Madrid, and it's still to be decided Chelsea or PSG, Inter or Barca, Betis or Leverkusen, Villarreal or Arsenal. And what a way to start gameplay in today's episode, our first real test. It is the Carabao Cup final against the league leaders Arsenal. Can we beat them here at Wembley? Put a dent in this Arsenal side that are currently flying away with a Premier League title, and then go and take it to them and win the title as well. Come back from 10 points behind. The City side have been shaky all season. Now is the time to really lay down a marker on this Arsenal team. This is the Manchester City side for the Carabao Cup final. In goal starts Vanja Milinkovic-Savic. It is Frimpong, Cassano, Vardiol and Cambiasso on the back 4. However, Araujo is going to come in today as he is a sort of third choice centre-back. In the midfield is Ederson and captain Rodri. Foden in the attacking role with Marmoush and Bob in wide areas. Haaland through the middle. On the bench, Oscarson, Doku, Savinho, Simons, Camavinga, Water, Nico, Casanov and also Karius. Or I think it's Costa in there today. Let's go and take this game to Arsenal. Wembley Stadium, City versus Arsenal. This is a chance for the City side to show the comeback that we believe we could be on this season. Taking on a very good Arsenal side. 10 points clear of us in the Premier League. But this time, we're playing for that silverware. So welcome the 2 sides at Wembley Stadium for the Carabao Cup final, captained by Rodri and Manchester City. An Arsenal side who've made some big change in the transfer market, brought in a completely new back line with Virgil van Dijk and Pau Kubasi in there. Play to look out for is that man Phil Foden, who's really started to find the form we saw from City's 4 in a row season. 4 in his last 3. He's the man to keep an eye on. Him versus Saka is a big debate amongst England and Premier League fans. Who will come out on top? Well, handshakes between the 2 teams here, City and Arsenal. The 2 sides that have dominated English football this particular season in this save. And here is Mikel Arteta's starting 11 in a 4-3-3. They go with David Raya in goal. It's Tomiyasu, Van Dijk, Kubasi, and also Fiore in the back 4. Modric, a very experienced player with Odegaard, and Rice the midfield 3. Saka, Havertz, and Martinelli up top. They have got the likes of Rudiger, Upamecano, Trossard, Kessié, Vieira, Partey, Gabriel Jesus on that Arsenal bench. Which doesn't rush things into Ederson. That wide to Cambiasso. Foden. In behind to Cambiasso. He's got Oscar Bob in the middle here. Cambiasso across the box here. Sliced away by Arsenal. Behind for a corner. What a start by Manchester City here. Cambiasso short to Oscar Bob. Bob in. And Vardiol in there for the header. And away by Arsenal. And Luka Modric slams it back into the middle to Vardiol. Good shoot because we know he's got that quality. Decides against the Ederson wide towards Cambiasso. Phil Foden. Frimpong. Phone again. Wide to Frimpong again. Up against Calafiori. Frimpong into the box. Into the far post. Marmouche takes a touch. Marmouche tries to hit it. Saved by David Raya, but taken on the chest of Marmouche. That was really well taken. And David Raya with a mistake here into Oscar Bob. And City have it back again here. Back to Rodri. Towards Oscar Bob. Into Frimpong. What a ball. Jeremy Frimpong here. Lifts one in. Haaland is waiting away by Van Dijk. Foden. Saka. One back by Ederson. Advantage has been played here. Cambiasso into Ederson. Foden. Rodri. Cambiasso making a run. Cambiasso over the top here to Marmouche. And Marmouche across to Haaland. Great defending by Arsenal again. I think it's been all us, but yet to test the goalkeeper. That's the worry, Ødegaard. Ederson again. Brilliant from Ederson. Marmouche. Pressure on Tomiyasu. Back out to Ederson. Rodri. Rodri from range. First chance on target, saved by David Raya, corner. Oscar Bob comes short again. Oscar Bob in. Guardiola attacks it away. And down to Araujo. Ederson. Foden with space here. Foden. Great touches by Foden! Just past the post by Phil Foden. Pokes one through to Ederson into Rodri. Oscar Bob in space. Back to Ederson. Into Phil Foden. Fades one through to Marmouche here. Marmouche is in. Omar Marmouche! 1-0 Manchester City. And it's Omar Marmouche for the goal. And another assist for Phil Foden, who's really started to excel in this role here in this side. Brilliant goal by Omar Marmouche. What a finish. And City have the lead in the Carabao Cup final. Foden fed it through. Van Dijk stood off him. And Omar Marmouche beats David Raya. Should Raya do better? But what a start to the second half as well. Oh, Saka's got the end of this one. Cambiasso wins it. City have been just so aggressive in every area of our game. Oscar Bob, brilliant. Bob! Into Foden! Phil Foden! 2-0 Manchester City. What a performance in the Carabao Cup final. We have been so aggressive. Every opportunity we've been on that ball. And we go and win it again. And Foden beats Oscar Bob. Well, Foden is found by Oscar Bob. He beats David Raya. 2-0 City. A goal and assist for Phil Foden, who's becoming the main man in that City side. Foden back to Cambiasso, onside here. Cambiasso. Haaland on the volley. Away. Oscar Bob wins it. Does he? Down in the box. Referee. Nothing given. And they come the other way. And here's Havertz. And there's space for Saka on the other side. Havertz decides against the pass. Twisting, turning. Arsenal been terrible here. Saka. It's Cambiasso. And Cambiasso. Fantastic defending. He's been brilliant today, Cambiasso. So has most of the players. Marmouche shot to Cambiasso. In behind to Foden. What a find again. Foden. Haaland in the middle for a tap-in. 3-0. What a goal. What a performance. And the league leaders Arsenal have been torn apart by Manchester City here. Pep Guardiola gets it tactically perfect. Perfect. What a ball by Foden to Haaland. And he rolls it into the bottom corner past Raya. That is spectacular finishing. Spectacular play. I mean, he puts that on a plate, Foden. And Haaland puts it in the perfect spot. This could really hamper Arsenal's title up, because I think their confidence, they think, wow, City have just beat us 3-0. They could go all the way in the title race as Havertz slams it in 3-1. Well, there you go. This game may be far from over. Kai Havertz scores a goal. No clean sheet for City, which is frustrating. Ball goes through to Havertz. One chance, one goal. And a good finish by Kai Havertz. To Frimpong, a difficult pass, and Calafiori cuts it out. I think City have got to be a bit more comfortable in possession, really. A bit more careful than we're being. Saka. Havertz, because this game could turn pretty quickly. Martinelli passed on Araujo. And City in trouble again here. And a bad pass, is it? No, Havertz gets there. It's 3-2. And the comeback is certainly on here. 3-2 Havertz scores. And City have dropped off massively. Ball through, he spins at Araujo. Cambiasso can't get there. And a double for Kai Havertz now. 3-2. And Araujo looks a little bit all over the place at the moment. And here's Havertz again. But Martinelli to the side of him. And again to Havertz, who's looking for the hat-trick here. Kai Havertz off the crossbar. Away by Cambiasso. Modric and away by Savic. What a game this has turned into. Almighty Cambiasso. There's so much space for Savinho here. And Savinho's in acres of space. And Savinho. And Savinho. And Savinho! 4-2 Manchester City. Off the bench to score. And to hopefully give Manchester City the Carabao Cup. Brilliant goal by Savinho. Cambiasso with the assist. Overloaded the Arsenal on this far side. Fullback has to go to Cambiasso. He's worried of what he can do. And he leaves so much space for Savinho. And away goes Savinho. Kubasi can't catch him. Savinho makes it 4. Wharton. Savinho. Araujo from fullback. In towards Haaland. Flicks it on here. It's Doku this time! 5-2 Manchester City. He's not missing that one, Jeremy Doku, is he? We are Carabao Cup winners. And Jeremy Doku confirms it. Flicked on by Erling Haaland, who's one of our top in assists this season. What a flick on that is ahead of Van Dijk. And it's nice and composed from Doku. Bottom corner. 5-2 City. And we're going to be lifting that Carabao Cup. And Arsenal have got to be disappointed with their final performance. I mean, they look like they were going to come back at one point. They did have a few moments where they looked dangerous. Oh, Xavi Simons, fantastic football. Then towards Savinho, tries to flick it away from Pau Kubasi. Van Dijk away. Full-time whistle goes. Manchester City 5, Arsenal 2. We are coming for you, Arsenal. We are hunting you. We're going to hunt you down. Those 10 points when you get there. This tactical change is going to change it. Arsenal thought they'd come here and win at Wembley. Manchester City had other ideas. Dominated the first half. Had a bit of a blip in the second, around 5 minutes or so, where Arsenal scored a double through Kai Havertz in the 68th and 73rd minute. But after that, Manchester City took back control. And Manchester City go on and win their first trophy this season, the Carabao Cup. And what else could be in store for this City side? But up steps Rodri to lift the Carabao Cup trophy. Manchester City and the Pep Guardiola win trophy number 1 of season. What is it, 11 in Pep Guardiola's career? We're back as being Carabao Cup champions again. We beat Arsenal, our title rivals, in the final. And I think that is going to put a big, big change to this series. Up next is more chances for City to get games at Wembley because it's the Emirates FA Cup semi-final. Up next is more chances for Manchester City to get games at Wembley Stadium this season because it's Emirates FA Cup quarter-finals time with the winners going to face another side at Wembley Stadium in the semi-finals. Newcastle play West Ham United, Villa play Arsenal, Man United face Middlesbrough and City go away to AFC Bournemouth hoping they can book a place in the Wembley FA Cup semi-final. This side for Bournemouth today in goal starts Vanya Milinkovic-Savic. It's a back four of Lewis, Kusanov, Vardiol and Nico O'Reilly. Nico and Camavinga start midfield too with Xavi Simons in front. It's Doku on the left, Savinho on the right and captain Erling Haaland through the middle. As for City, on the bench we have Ori Oskarsson, Marmoush, Oscar Bob, Ryan McAdoo, Mukasa, Edison Wharton and Jimaba as well as Loris Karius. City strong bench. No Phil Foden today, he is resting. Here we go, Emirates FA Cup quarter-final time. City go away to Vitality to play Bournemouth just like they did in real life, of course, facing Bournemouth in the quarter-final stage. Of course, we won't be facing Nottingham Forest in the semi-finals ever. We could be facing in this one Manchester United. Out from the two sides, City and Bournemouth. Adoni Iraola's side have been fantastic, haven't they, throughout the years under his charge in this game. They were nearly relegated in the first season, but they managed to pick up from there despite being high up as well the way they started. Haaland is the man to look out for, 26 years of age, captains the side in the FA Cup. Let's see how Bournemouth do line up against the current Carabao Cup holders and soon to be, hopefully, FA Cup holders as well. This is the Bournemouth side then. If Anderson starts up top with Kluivert, Traore and Fran Perez in the support. Rovea and also Ryan Christie in the midfield too. Phil Mendy, James Hill, Max Alane on loan for Manchester City, Lazari and Lucas Mantilla in goal. The likes of Mauro Icardi, Anthony, Unal, Favre, Robert Renan and some other key players on the bench there. Facundo Medina as well. Anthony could be a good one off the bench as well as Icardi. But I'm interested to see how Max Alane performs on loan at Bournemouth against his own parent club, this City side. In the midfield today as well, he can push in at left back if needed, if O'Reilly's having a bad game. The intention is to have a good game. There's a good chance there for Ivan Anderson, and Vardiol watched it all the way there. Back to Xavi. Camavinga. Into Nico, good movement here. Going to be Rico Lewis overlapping. Xavi Simons picks it up and it's one. And a good save by the goalkeeper. Lewis. Back at full back again today. Rico Misses that one. Evanilson with space. Evanilson hits one here. Not a bad strike. Just wide of the post by the Brazilian. Vardiel works it wide to Nico O'Reilly. Back into Camavinga. Xavi. Simons. Oh, what a find to Haaland here. And Haaland just rolls it in for 1-0. What a find by Xavi Simons. And 1-0 Manchester City. Really good performance here so far. We've been fantastic. And there we are at it again. And what a pass by Xavi Simons to find Erling Haaland, who finds the back of the net with ease, really. Just rolls it into that bottom corner. What a finish. 1-0 Manchester City. It's Erling Haaland and Xavi Simons combining. And Xavi can play that role just as well as Phil Foden, I'm sure. Doku. What a ball around the corner to Xavi Simons. And then he goes in behind to Haaland again. And Haaland's in again here. And Haaland for Manchester City for 2-0. Max Lane can't get across. Xavi Simons with another assist. 2-0 City. And tactically this tweak has worked absolutely perfectly so far. Goals scored for us against Arsenal in the Cup final. And we're scoring goals again here, creating chances. Actually, number 24 is James Hill. Max Lane is number 2. Oh, Rico Lewis. Done here. Pull back. Kluivert. Stood off him. Kluivert puts it wide. City get away with that one. Fran Perez. Falling behind here. Evanilson is in. No. Gets it all wrong, the Brazilian there. Jeremy Doku. Xavi. Savinho. Over top to Doku. Nice idea. Doku in the chest here. Oh, Doku took it down out the air brilliantly. Want to freshen up this side if we can do. Traore, pass Rico. Lewis again. He's been a little bit slack. A little bit slow as Cristiano gets a foot in. Kluivert! Chance! Away by O'Reilly. This could be a fantastic free kick away from Bournemouth to come back. Kluivert off the line by Kusanov. Fantastic by Alikadir Kusanov. Adam Wharton, I feel like he's the man to do so. Lewis, nice touches. Into Ryan McAdoo. We know his quality, McAdoo. And he's burst away, McAdoo. McAdoo past the lane. And Ryan McAdoo off the post. What a goal that would have been for the young man. He's some player. Good hold-up play. Still gets it to Adam Wharton. Wharton through to Oskarsson. Go back heel through towards McAdoo. Just still finds him, McAdoo. In towards Doku. Oh, blocked away. Bob back out towards Mikasa. Back towards Evanilson. Back to Anthony. Step overs and Kusanov makes a brilliant challenge. O'Reilly back to the goalkeeper Savic. That will be full time. City 2, Bournemouth 0. And we are through to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. What a result for the City side. What a performance. And we're not stopping there. One game left in the episode to go. Not exactly sure what it is, but I'm hoping it's going to be another big win. Well, the Premier League table is not particularly looking in our favour at the moment. Arsenal continue their pretty good form. And going into the final 10 games of the season, Arsenal find themselves still 10 points clear of Manchester City. That's a point a game. We've got to hope we can try and make it up. Actually, at the moment, Spurs ahead of us. Our final game of today's episode will be against 17th place Leicester City away from home. They hope that Arsenal drop points today. They face Hull City at home, but you never know. They also are in the relegation area. Well, being that it is Leicester City, we do rotate the side slightly, and that is captain Rodri dropping out for Adam Wharton. Araujo comes in for Kusanov. And other than the usual starting 11, that is the same. Mikasa and Makeda on the bench. The hope is that they can get better game time today. The same for Oskarsson and maybe even for Juma Bar as well. There we go. Final game of the episode. Manchester City take on Leicester City. But the tactical changes by Pep Guardiola in today's episode, the new tweak to this system, might just be the one that drives City all the way to the title. 10 games remain in the title race. 10 points Manchester City remain behind Arsenal. But after a big win in the Carabao Cup, we think we might just catch them. Well, this is the relegation-threatened Leicester City side we come up against today to try and get some big points. Rao starts in goal. It's Issa Kabore, Bashir Humphries, Sutar and Danel the back four. Sumari and Captain Winks midfield two, with Roger Fernandez, Justin Odoboru on loan from us, and Mavidi in behind Mariki up top. That wide to Cambiasso. To Marmoush. Sliding challenge on Marmoush. Taken out by a midfielder. Marmoush is down. I think he'll get back to his feet, but it's a late one in him. It was from behind by Roger Fernandez. And it's a red card for the Leicester City wide man. Through the back of Omar Marmoush. Studs down the ankle. The referee didn't like it. Marmoush didn't like it. And he's off. Foden. Flicks over top here to Marmoush. A nice ball. Marmoush. Back across to Haaland here. Good save by Ronaldo. I think that's our first shot on target, is it, the game? Over towards Savinho. In behind to Frimpong here. Frimpong to the far post to Haaland. Kabore, great defending at the far post. Cambiasso. Marmoush didn't quite go for that. He's up against Kabore. He's got away with it. Back out to Cambiasso. Andrea Cambiasso. Andrea Cambiasso! Saved by Run out. Bit more of attacking player in there for us. Mariki. Tackle again by Araujo. Wharton. Haaland. Wide to Savinho. Space for Savinho. Far post to Marmoush! And City have the lead. And finally we take the lead like deservedly so. And Omar Marmoush at the far post. I saw that open up. Marmoush goes and gets found by Savinho. And it's 1-0 City. And they've made it difficult today, certainly, haven't they? Leicester. But on 10 men. Not marking the far post is Issa Kabore. That's probably why he didn't make it, Manchester City. Omar Marmoush gets goal number 20 for the season. In all competitions, I think. He's had a bit of a tough spot for City at the moment. Savinho, Frimpong again. Frimpong far post to Marmoush against Kabore. Marmoush still against Kabore in a way. By Leicester once again. Taken down by Araujo. Frimpong, Foden. Over to Frimpong. Gets there. Away by Leicester City again. Mariki. City know any drop points and that's the title race over. Vardiel, great challenge. Wharton. Into Makadu. Chased by Dano. Fantastic by Makadu. Here's Xavi Simons. He's past one. And then he plays Marmoush here. And it's Omar Marmoush to finish the game off at 2-0. Found by Xavi Simons and dispatched by Omar Marmoush. 2-0 Manchester City. And that is game. Good find to Xavi Simons by Makadu. Simons in space and we know he can pick a pass like no one else in this team really. Creatively brilliant. And Omar Marmoush finishes the chance for 2-0 Manchester City. Forward to back Makadu with a brilliant pass and here's Makadu. The ball at top to Marmoush. And across to Haaland here. Who's waiting Haaland for 3. What a goal that is. Ryan Makadu. Across to Marmoush who puts it on a plate for Erling Haaland with a header. 4-0 City. Haaland's just waiting. And we've seen him this season miss chances like that. But he's nice and composed. He's the captain today. Very composed for it to come over the top. And as it falls to him, he just waits, runs onto it. And slots into that bottom corner. And here come the changes now. Jumabar gives him nowhere to go, not once but twice. And Xavi Simons to Marmoush and Oscarson. And Makadu's off here. And here's Ryan Makadu. And the young winger Makadu. Makadu is caught by Dano. Oh, he should have scored there. He couldn't burst away and put it on that left foot. Full-time whistle goes. 3-0 over Leicester City. A Carabao Cup. 2 wins. 2 clean sheets. Guardiola's tactics work. City scoring goals. And we are on the hunt for that title. We're on the hunt for the Champions League. And we're on the hunt for the FA Cup as well. The quadruple is still on. Thanks for watching. Please like the video if you're not already. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. And we'll see you guys, hopefully successfully again. This episode's been brilliant. Next time.